A message to the Broncos country.
Stay loud, man. This doesn't happen every year. This is a special time for Denver sports as a whole. And man, they've been difference makers. Our stadium is insane right now. We can't win these games without them. Home field advantage is not because of the players, it's because of the fans. Let's keep this thing rolling. Man, show up on Sunday, 1:00, ready to roll.
Welcome to the set. This is where I set the tone, set the standard, and bring you on set with some of the biggest names in sports, culture, and in life in general. These stories are real, the conversations are genuine, and the legacies, we set those too. This is the set. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the set. I am your host, T. Stead. Super excited about this one. We have a huge get for the set, for our young show, young channel, none other than the Clutch, Mr. Clutch himself, Wil Lutz. Will, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, T. Said? I appreciate you having me on, man. What were you, my left tackle on field goal protection for a few years. This is reminiscent.
That was not my strength, bro. Not my
We
strength.
we,
And
we had plenty of success together.
more so because of you. You've had plenty of success everywhere that you've been. I'm gonna read out a few of your stats, Will. It's incredible what you've been able to accomplish thus far in your career. Fifth fastest player in NFL history to reach 1,000 points, and you did that in 2024. You just hit your 400th extra point this weekend against the Buffalo Bills, eliminating them from the playoffs, and I thank you.
See ya.
I thank you. No, I love it. I love it. Will, you are 28 for 32 on the year in field goals, 39 for 39 on extra points. The level of consistency that you've shown throughout these years, time and time again, what is the biggest component that goes into that?
Man, it's just trust. It's trust and confidence. It's knowing where you're at is where you belong. I think someone with a career like yours, that it's a 100% failure league at some point. At some point, you're going to fail. At some point, you're going to succeed. And it's just kind of how you handle those moments, how you handle the ups and downs of the emotions, the physical side of it, everything that comes with this sport. And the guys that can handle it between the ears the most at every position are the ones who find longevity in this league. And I've got a guy who believes in me, who trusts me, with Coach Payton, and
For sure.
that's obviously a big part of it. So, he gave me an opportunity, and I ran with it. And it's crazy to think it's been 10 years, man. It feels like yesterday. It's 2016, and we were just starting. So it's cool.
10 years later,
It's
bro.
been a fun run. Fun run.
10 years later already, Will. It's
Wild.
insane.
It's wild. It's pretty cool to look back on.
For sure, and we will get into some Saints, Sean Payton, Darren Rizzi, etc. But before I want to go back to your origin. Let's go back to Georgia. What was it like growing up in your hometown? Any NFL players, any professionals there, anybody that you looked up to that really inspired you to go ahead and go the distance?
I grew up a soccer player. I wanted to be a professional soccer player. Is
And
honestly
cross
my first.
country. Don't eliminate
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Cross
I was
country.
a runner. I was a runner. Not anymore. Not anymore. But my first love was soccer, and I thought that was it. I thought that was gonna be the end all be all. But my brother he was a soccer player. He got asked to walk onto the football team when I was a freshman, and being the stubborn little brother I was like, hey, I gotta go. I want to go beat my brother. Hey,
Yeah.
my brother's gonna kick. I want to kick. And so, he was the kicker for the team. And then, I kind of said, you know what, I'll let him do his thing. And kept playing soccer. And when he kind of moved out, I was like, you know what, I want to take his spot. Let's keep this Lutz name going on the football team. And so, not necessarily that I looked up to anyone, but I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
It's dope. It's dope.
So I did that, and man, I just fell in love with the game of football. It wasn't necessarily kicking. I think the sport is amazing, and it's exciting, and it's when you can play a part in a team's success, whether it's small or big. It's really cool to be a part of, and kind of took that to Georgia State. Got got a great opportunity to kick in, punt there, walked on. What people don't know is I committed to a little NAIA school in Alabama, Faulkner University. Uh,
Faulkner
it
University.
was, man, I was so excited just to get a scholarship offer. I said, done, I'm in. And
Yo,
it took
what?
about 3 weeks, and I was like, what am I doing? And so I walked on to Georgia State Division I program. Um, is my dream was to play Division I. So did that, and shoot, the rest is history. I went to Baltimore and New Orleans.
At what point at Georgia State? So you walk on to Georgia State D1 program. All right, now you're the kicker, you're the punter. At what point at Georgia State did you feel like you had a chance at the NFL?
Yeah, I genuinely felt like I was always talented enough.
Mm.
Um, the stats weren't there. I wasn't very good in college statistically, and we didn't have a long snapper. I had a tight end as my holder,
Oh
and so
wow.
I just never got the opportunities. And so I thought it was a long shot. I mean, I knew it was a long shot, and everyone told me, including my coach there. I had Bill Curry, legend in the game. He started the program, he recruited me. He actually didn't even know my name until I got on campus, so I can't say he recruited me. And then we had another
Shout out
coach,
Bill
Trip
Curry.
Miles. Trip Miles that came in, and small world, Jesse Minter, who's now one of the best D coordinators in the league,
Yeah.
was our D
Oh wow.
coordinator, and we fired him. And so I joke with him all the
No
time. I was
way.
like, the best thing that ever happened to you was getting fired from Georgia State. The whole staff got fired, not just him. But that entire staff had NFL experience, and they were like, "Man, you got the talent. You never know what's going to happen." So I picked up punting in college too. And for people who don't know, the best way to get into the league, if your stats aren't good enough, is to do all three: punting, kickoff, field goal. That way
Gotcha.
you can give these veterans a break when you come into minicamp. And sure enough, but I don't know why, but Baltimore took a chance on me and went up there. I punted, I kicked field goals. Was competing with Justin Tucker, and at the time he was the highest paid kicker in the league. So just took
That's
advantage of my
tough.
opportunity and
Tough.
competed with him as much as I could, and paid off.
It's fire. Fire. As a punter, have you had any punts in the NFL? I can't recall.
No, thank God, thank
Thomas
God.
Morstead.
Morstead got hurt. I don't know if you remember. He cracked a rib in the Minnesota Miracle game.
I do remember
And
that.
they looked at me and they said, "Hey, you're up." And I was like, "Oh my God. First playoff game, first ever punt in the NFL." And thank God that tore it all kicked in and he pulled through.
Timo crazy.
Crazy.
He's crazy. All right, so you go to Baltimore first. You compete with Justin Tucker. Now let's transition on home. Come to New Orleans in 2016. Undrafted, all those things. You signed with the Saints. What was that first experience like? You first get down there to New Orleans. You see what we have, Drew Brees and all those guys, whatever. What was your first initial thought when you got to New Orleans?
Man, I couldn't believe it. It was such a it's like hard. It was almost hard news to swallow. I was like, wait a second, what? They're cutting the other guy? Like my agent called me and they said, hey, they want to work you out. I was like, oh, cool. Killed the workout. Sean said, hey, we're not letting you leave. And I was like, what do you mean you're not letting me leave? And they put me on P squad. And then the next morning I wake up to my agent, like I had 5 or 6 missed calls from him. And he was like, answer the phone. They're signing you. And I was like, what? And I'll never forget my first day. I go in and, Drew was already on the tail end of his career. Obviously I watched that guy every weekend for my whole upbringing. And he
Mhm.
came over to me, introduced himself like the professional he is. And I said, yes, sir, to him like 4 times. And I was like, God, I just called my
He
teammates,
like, yo,
sir.
stop that.
Yeah, it's just like I didn't know how to react. And, the lights, the truth is the lights were bright and I didn't know how to handle it. And I remember, they said, hey, I had signed on the Friday of a Sunday night game. And they said, hey, let's get you in the Superdome before the game. And I went in there and kicked, and Morstead being the dad and the pro he is, he kind of snapped a picture of me walking through the Superdome for the first time, and I have that picture framed.
I love it.
Man,
I love it.
I'll
Shout out
never
to you.
forget seeing that stadium for the first time. It was holy smokes.
That's fire, bro. That's fire. We don't really see all the ins and outs of what's going on and somebody being signed mid-season. That how that plays like a workout and being signed and they cut the other guy. 2016, bro, around that time, my first 3 years with the Saints, before you got there, was a carousel of kickers. Like carousel. I'm
Yep.
talking every few weeks, Sean was bringing in somebody until you solidified that spot and really changed that position for the franchise. 2017, we became pretty good, and we got into the playoffs. That was the Minnesota Miracle year. The next year, 2018, the no call against the Rams. Leading up to that situation, so we're driving down the field. We're about the 15-yard line, if I can remember correctly.
Hmm.
And that was third down. If we get that pass interference, we take 3 knees or take 2 knees, and you kick the field goal to put us up and potentially go to the Super Bowl. What were you thinking on the sideline? You watching this, all these things play out. What was your thought process?
Yeah, I was young in my career then. That was only my third year, and we hadn't really been in a game like that. I mean, we hit a big kick in that Minnesota game the year before, but there was still time on the clock, so it was a little different. That was go to the Super Bowl, and I think about it every day. The truth is, I think about it every day. It's like I learned so much in that game. We're kind of driving down the field there, and it's like, oh my God, this is going to come down to me. Garrett Hartley had the history in New Orleans of, hey,
Yeah.
hit that floor to lead. We're going to the Super Bowl, and he did it, and it's my dream to do it too. And so it's going through my head, and I do feel like I was ready for the moment. But man, I'll never forget that call happened, and it was like a third person view, that whole 1 minute scenario, like
Hmm.
deal. The O line was all pissed off because of the situation, and I got to go out and kick a field goal. So Sean's yelling at the referee. Bottles are getting thrown on the field. The play clock has started. I look over, Ramchek. Some of the other guys are arguing with the officials, and I'm like, oh my God, we gotta kick field goal here. And still, it's like an out of body experience of what just happened. And so I think we kicked like a 29-yard field goal or like a
Yeah.
32-yard field goal. I can't remember. And I mean, I don't know if that ball hardly left the ground because it was just like everything had just happened in this crazy moment and honestly, it's history now. And and it went through the uprights, but you kind of felt that momentum shift, as in like, man, how are we going to overcome this in overtime? It's like, and now it's referenced as the no call game, and
Right.
man, it's the bad side of history, but you learn from it, and I hate it. I think we all hate it. We all should feel like we should have a Super Bowl ring that year, and that team was special. So
For
that was,
sure.
that was a tough one to put behind us.
Bro, that was 7, 8 years ago now. And as you speak, Will, I'm getting chills. Like
Feels
stuff
like
is happening
yesterday.
in my body. Like it was yesterday. Getting
Hmm.
the different perspectives of it, it just changes every time, bro. How crazy it is and how impactful it is to every single individual life and
To this
all our
day,
lives.
we're meeting about, we're having all these meetings about how special it is to make this run. And we have
Yeah.
John Franklin Myers on our team. He was a D
Hmm.
lineman for the Rams that year. And I'm telling you, we've had 100 meetings this year, and in 75 of them, coaches said, JFM, we should have been in the Super Bowl, not you. He still talks about it. Like
And
he
and what
references
can
every
John
day.
Franklin say? What can John Franklin Myers say to that?
He turned and said, no, bang, bang, play every
Oh my
time.
God.
So
That's
we still
crazy.
talk about it every day.
So, Will, in that moment, and you've had many moments like that where it's just so much going on around you. Like, how do you have the biggest Lutz in NFL history, bro? I've never seen you rattle. You're a stone cold face. You get the job done. But in a moment like that, like the no call, how are you able to tap into those big Lutz, ignore everything else, and knock down a kick?
Yeah, I think my position is a very selfish position. We're individually driven. Um, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we're winning, losing, tied. I have a job to do, and it quite honestly, it has nothing to do with what the offense does, has nothing to do with the defense does. My job is to make field goals, and I try my best not to get tied into the emotions of the game. Obviously, that moment was damn near impossible not to feel that, but I got a job to do. Coach calls field goal. I got to make the field goal, and it doesn't matter if bottles are getting thrown through the uprights, snowballs are getting thrown through the uprights. I gotta hit them. And it was just kind of as I'm walking on that field in that scenario specifically, it's just, hey, reset, close my eyes, kind of reset. This isn't how we wanted this to end, but I got a kick to make, and we're going to take this thing to overtime and win the game. And
Sure.
you know, unfortunately, we didn't. But in that moment, I had to get my job done, and we were able to do that. And shoot, Greg the leg came back and smoked two on us, and unfortunately, they went and we didn't.
Man, didn't he hit like a 60 yarder to send
He
it
had
to
a
overtime?
man. It was a 58 yarder to go to overtime that probably hit halfway up the net, and then it was a 47 yarder that almost went over the net. He smoked it so good, but
Man,
um, that's life, man. You know how it is. That's football.
that's a fact.
It's a tough deal.
That's a fact. All right. So before I move on from this 20, I don't want to spend any more time on that game specifically, but I do want to talk about that team, that 2018 NFC Championship New Orleans Saints team. Felt like it was very special, stacked roster from top to bottom. How does that 2018 Saints team stack up against this 2025 Denver Broncos team? Quite frankly,
So
who's better?
to stack up, I'd say obviously there's not much difference, but polar opposites when you look at the two, right? The veteran leadership was different. We had Drew Brees at quarterback. We have a young QB in Bo Nix here,
For sure.
um, who operates the same, but it's different, right? And so our leadership is elsewhere. We have leadership. We got the best DB in the league in Pat Surtain. We got a linebacker in Alex Singleton who really controls our defense.
Huge force fumble.
We
Huge
got
force
we got
fumble.
a huge change the game. We got a D line. We got a veteran D line. We got the right guys in the right position,
Yeah.
that have really pulled this team together, and it feels the same. So, you look back on that 18 team, we had an explosive offense and a stout defense that got the job done. And here it's kind of been the opposite. We got an elite defense who the truth is carried us all year, and the offense has kind of got it done when we needed them to. And that's complementary football. And
Right.
so in New Orleans is the same thing. It was just kind of flipped. And so the hype feels the same. The kind of what we're doing feels the same, but different, if that makes sense. So, um, yeah.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm not going to dig much more to that and into the who's better because we didn't get it done. You guys still got it on the table.
There's
AFC
no
Championship.
denying that offense we had in 2018, 19. I mean, it was
Special. Special.
elite. You got with our O line, with how good you guys were, and then you had Boom and Zoom. I
Boom and
mean, come
zone.
on. You got Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, and then Drew Brees conducting.
Mike T.
Elite. Mike Thomas didn't drop a ball. He
Mike T.
strongest receiver I've ever seen. Like,
Facts.
dude, we couldn't. I mean, that unit was insane. Insane.
Fire, bro.
We would have.
Fire.
The truth is, we would have won that Super Bowl. There's no doubt about it. We would have won that Super Bowl.
Let's
It
move
hurt
on.
watching it. Anyways, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
God
Because
dang it.
I'm not gonna be able to finish the show. And I'm gonna tease the fans here. This is not in connection with this Wil Lutz episode for my viewers with the set, but I do have a sit down with Ty Gurley coming up in the next couple weeks, and I'm really gonna we're really gonna get into that 2018 game from his perspective. He's removed, he's retired, so all honesty, I'll have the film. We can watch it. We're gonna really dive
Break it
into that
down.
for sure.
Bang bang.
For
Bang
sure.
bang.
Will, you mentioned a name that I have to really figure out what's going on there. Bo Nix, he's special. He's been great in year two. He's had his ups and downs for sure, but in my opinion, the not even just in my opinion, the goal of this sport is to win. He has 15 of them. So people act or say that they haven't scored this much or the offense struggled as it. He has 15 wins. He's executed beautifully. In my opinion, the dude he's stellar. He's franchise. He goes out of the game. Well, he didn't go out of the game. He played with a fractured ankle to finish the game, throw the touchdown to Mims, take the knee to set the ball placement in the middle for you to make the field goal. How tough is that kid? What can you say about Bo Nix?
Well, first and foremost, he's a friend. He's a brother. He's an incredible teammate. I'll say that. Like, extremely unselfish. Doesn't care what this media is saying. It does not matter. You know how hard it is to win in this league.
For
It
sure.
does not matter what the numbers say. The guy's a winner. And everyone loves him. Everyone loves him in the building. He's an incredible human being. He's a man of intense faith. And quite honestly, he's helped me grow in that category off the
Wow.
field
I
more
love
than
it.
anyone. So it hurts, it's tough. You're riding it high after that game, and we saw him in the locker room. We kind of knew something wasn't right. And then obviously everyone gave him space, and his wife kind of confirmed the news to our wives. And man, tough deal, but he's built for it. He's built for it. He's not. He's in a good place with it. He understands it's a 100% injury sport, and
Yeah,
he knows we all have his back. And we're praying for him, and we hate it for him because he's done so much for this team over the last 18 months, really. He's been kind of the perfect catalyst for this offense, and
facts.
so it's tough, but that's football, man. We're next man up, and we're fired up for Stiddy.
Did he has Bo addressed the team at all yet?
No, man, it's quick deal. He's off and running.
Is in
He's down
Alabama
in
getting
it's
surgery?
public news. He's down in Alabama having surgery now, and
Got you.
but he'll be back, and I know he'll address the team. And I think the hardest thing for him is he just wants to be around us.
Yeah,
I know he's excited for Jarrett Stidham as well, and but that's who Bo is. He's excited for the team. He's happy that he was able to get us as far as he got us, and he's not looking at this as a negative thing. He's kind of fired up, and he's just ready to build off it next year, no matter what happens this year.
for sure, for sure. I hate it literally, bro. It pained me to see the news because I was honestly confused. You know what I mean? In the world of AI and fake news, bro, I just was like, there's no way. I watched him play. Like I watched him walk off the field
He
to
did
end
post
the
game
game.
interviews, like, and now that
He's
you could
different.
see the emotion. Now that you could kind of see that he was dealing with something. But that shows he
He's
ultimate pro.
different, bro. He's
He,
different.
he didn't make that moment about him. He wanted to enjoy the win with the team, and handled it like a pro.
Talk to me about Stiddy. What's the feel in the locker room? What's the feel from the facility about Stiddy? What is his approach and how he's preparing for this AFC Championship game?
He's a gunslinger, man. He knows he's got a great opportunity in front of him. We have such a close locker room, similar to what we had in kind of that run we had in New Orleans. Um, no one's batting an eye. Everyone's as hurt as we are for Bo. We're just as fired up for City. The guy kind of has like a don't give a shit personality. He wants to go out there and sling it. He's been waiting his opportunity to prove it. And I think, look, he's not naive to this. He has seen what 2 wins can do for him moving forward.
Yeah,
It's no secret the opportunity he's got ahead of him, and I think Coach Payton is like sneaky fired up about this situation, and obviously fired up to this challenge more than
yeah,
anything.
for sure, for
And
sure.
I think we all are. Look, we got to pick each other up. It's a complimentary football game, and man, we're just ready to go out and fight. And I know, I think all 53 feel that way.
For sure, for sure. You guys are built for adversity. You're built for challenges. You're battle tested. All these one possession wins and fourth quarter comebacks, like you're super battle tested. Me knowing Sean Payton personally, you knowing Sean Payton personally, he embraces challenges. He will not allow himself or his team to use any excuse, bro. Through preparation, through grit, fight, like he loves it, and it's you guys' identity too. It's your personality. The way Sean handled the press conference announcing the news of Bo Nix, thought it was beautiful. It was real. It was authentic. It was raw. But he did talk about Stiddy and that opportunity with New England playing as well as they are. They're rolling. Mike Vrabel in his first year, Drake May in his second. They're rolling. How tall of a challenge is this? Can the Denver Broncos get this done, get to the Super Bowl?
We're in the Final Four. There's no bad teams. It doesn't
Facts.
matter. It doesn't matter who's coming in. We play anybody at this stage. You're getting their best shot, and they're getting our best shot. You're in the Final Four, and so at the end of the day, you still got to play the game, and you still got to execute. You got to bring everything you got. You got to play penalty free. You got to play turnover free football, and whatever team does that's going to win this game, and they're going to win the NFC game as well. And I think, like you said, we're built for it. We got the structure of this team. That no one is shying away from this challenge. We got to shoot. New England's been on fire all year.
Fire. I'm on fire.
Their offense is rolling, their defense is rolling, but that's why they're here and that's why we're here. So
Facts.
We got a great opportunity, man, and we get to host it. It's, the Superdome was insane in playoff game, but there's nothing better than an outdoor playoff environment,
Yeah.
cold
Yeah.
football weather. Man, it's gets you chills thinking about it. It's a cool
How
opportunity.
much does that altitude play a part? Is that a real built-in advantage, home field advantage for you
Absolutely.
guys?
Absolutely. A little insight. We had bat games, right? You remember, shoot, we got
Oh yeah.
35 bats, right? And it was about being physical. Well, for
Yep.
the first time ever, this week we did oxygen game,
No way.
and coach made his assistant, poor guy, go find 100 oxygen tanks. And we all got these mini oxygen tanks that said Mile High Oxygen Game on it. And I tell you, man, look, I love kicking here. Ball flies. It helps. But when I got here, my first week here, I couldn't go up the stairs without huffing and puffing. I'm telling you, if you're not prepared for it, if you're not in
Yeah.
shape, it takes some time to figure it out. And
Wow.
it's definitely it definitely helps, but you got to execute the game plan first.
Oh man, that is that 5280. Is that's the footage? Like that's the altitude?
That's a mile high. Yep, 5,280 feet. Uh,
That's a
that's a
mile.
mile. And so
Oh,
in our
I see that.
stadium, for people who don't know it, we have a line about halfway up it, and that's an exact mile above sea level.
Wow.
And then there's a little bit more of the stadium above it, but
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
line. It's pretty cool.
Wow. I should have knew that. Remember the Titans? 5,280
You're
feet. You're
killing
gonna
me,
pick this
Petey.
ball
You're
up.
killing
Yeah.
me.
And you go run every one of them. No, for sure. Talk to me about Broncos Country, Will. I know you go from Who Dat Nation, crazy fan base, super loyal, super energetic. What's Broncos Country like? What's that fan base like?
Look, it's a hard fan base to gain the trust of. They expect winning quick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This city, we got the Avalanche, you got the Nuggets, and you got us, and the Rockies are the Rockies. But the amount of championships in this city is crazy, and they expect it quick. You know, and so they want greatness. They want to be a part of it. And now that we're doing that, man, it's so cool to be a part of. Right now, you got the Avalanche are the best team in hockey. You got the Nuggets are up there, and
Yep.
obviously we're the one seed, and you can feel it. It is like the stadium is insane. The city just going out, you can feel it. And it's rocking, man. Like
That's
what they're
fire.
doing on game day is insane. It's special, just like New Orleans was. It's special. It's cool to be a part of.
That's fire, man. You're a part of it and will be for the foreseeable future. You signed a 3-year extension with the Denver Broncos. So they got you locked up. Very smart on their management side. How hard was it leaving New Orleans?
Hardest thing that's ever happened to me. That New Orleans became home. I grew up in Atlanta. Um, I went to school in Atlanta, and the truth is, my dream was to play for the Falcons. Right? I grew up there,
Mm,
and so I was a 21-year-old kid. I still had braces, and I get a call saying, "Hey, you're going to New Orleans." And as Drew did to everybody, he said, "Hey, man, if you embrace this place, they'll embrace you." And I did that. I made it home. I met my wife there. I started a family there. We still have a home there. All of our friends are there. Um, Man, that was when I walked out, when I got the news that I was getting traded, when I walked out of the doors and they closed behind me, it was like one of the most gutless feelings I've ever had. And
wow.
because I knew like New Orleans was home, and look,
Yeah.
it's truth is it's still home. And it was a special time in my life. It kind of took me from this young kid to a man, to a family man. And the teammates I had there, we had such a good veteran locker room that taught me so
Thanks.
much. It was hard. It was hard, but at the same time, I got to come to a familiar building. I kind of got, just like I was part of change in New Orleans, that 16 to 17
Hmm.
kind of change we went through. I got to experience that here, and I'm grateful that I've been trusted to be a part of those changes. Um, and so, man, that was tough, but that's part of the game, man. Very few people get to spend their entire career with one organization, and I'm so grateful for the 7 years I was there. And I hope I can do the same thing here.
For sure. You're doing it, bro. And you got a familiar face. So Darren Rizzi was in New Orleans as your special teams coach. Then he was interim head coach. You leave, and he's your coach again in Denver as a special teams coordinator. What's your relationship like with Coach Rizzi, my guy?
Man, funny story. when he got to New Orleans in 2019, I believe,
Yep.
I had signed a 5-year extension with him. So he always joked. He said, "Yeah, first thing I did was I got you paid." You know, okay, cool. So I played out, and
Yeah.
then I get traded. And look, the truth is, Rizzi had a just played a part in that decision. And
Mm.
so I get the word that
Oh,
he's coming up
that's
here, and
interesting. Now let's talk. Let's
you know,
talk.
he calls and he said, "Hey man, I'm fired up, fired up." We kept a relationship. I have a ton of respect for him as a coach, so we kept a good relationship even after all that. And he called me and we kind of talked through the process. And I said, "Hey, I'm fired up, but we need to talk. We need to talk."
For sure.
And so we cleared the air on that, and that's part of the game. And so, but leading up to that, I think we all kind of felt when the Saints were cleaning house that Rizzi was going to kind of reunite with us. And I told the guys ahead of time, like, "Hey, this guy, he's a coach now. He's a difference maker. When we're looking for that one more piece to get us on a Super Bowl run, he's a difference maker." And he's come in and he's brought that intensity that he's always brought. And then I signed another extension, and I said, "You know what? You got me paid twice, and you traded me once, so we're good. We're even."
Yeah, just
And
tell Rizzy don't let that shit happen again.
so, hey, we're good. We're good. I love that guy, and what he's brought to this team is, it's not necessarily the missing piece, but it's another level of intensity that we needed. And his game management ability, which
For sure.
is what Sean loves about him. Now he's a psycho on game day, just like the head man, but
Oh, I know.
um, he's as good as they come.
He has that head coach background and perspective too. So he sees the
Deserves it.
game differently. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think he will. He will get that opportunity after you guys finish this magical season. Will, can you I know you guys, the specialists are off doing different things during practice and meetings and all those things. But you stay locked in, you're paying close attention. Is there somebody on this team, offense or defense, or special teams, that you want to know, you want to point out that has been super impactful behind the scenes, just not necessarily behind the scenes, but not widely known? Is there someone that you would bring attention to?
I think you know, I think the coolest thing, and I joke about it all the time, the coolest thing about my position is I get to remain neutral.
Yeah,
I get to watch everybody. I watch the game as a fan until it's my turn to work. Um, and look, it's not even under the radar. What Alex Singleton has done this year.
yeah.
Shoot, last year he played an entire game on a torn ACL. We lose him, game changer. Um, this year he surprises us all and tells us he has testicular cancer halfway through the season and misses 1 week and comes back and leads the teams in tackles.
Yo,
What
what?
this guy is doing to break the intensity he's bringing as a guy who started off in the CFL, uh, went to go be a special teams guy in Philly, Denver, the last head coach, and that group take a chance on him, bring him in, kind of make him our Mike linebacker. Um, Man, he's changed the intensity of this team. And you can sit here and you can complain, I'm tired of working, I need a break. It's like, man, this guy just had a nut removed, like this guy went
A
through
LUT.
cancer and
He had a
came,
LUT removed.
he found out the Wednesday before our Thursday night game and didn't tell anybody. We win that game, we play Vegas, he breaks the news to us the next day, gets the cancer removed. Praise God, he's cancer free and plays 12 days later.
Dog, you are kidding me, bro.
And it's just like 2 years in a row, he's kind of gone through this adversity, and it just kind of tells the team, hey, there's no excuses. We do this because we love the game, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I love the guy. He's one of my closest friends on the team. What he's doing it's insane.
Bro, that's remarkable. I appreciate you for sharing. Because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure,
cool.
not many people know that. And his turnover, bro, on James Cook, like
Massive.
change the game. And it's super
They
fitting
were
that it's him.
running the ball at will against us. It was like,
Facts.
holy smoke, this could be a long game, and then boom, game on. Here we go.
Bro, how fitting is it that it's him? Because you guys are facing early adversity. It's 7-3. They're marching down the field at will, running the ball 7-8 yards a pop, and it's him. How
That's him,
fitting is
dude.
that, Will? How
He's
fitting?
he's he's a relentless player. He He never runs out of gas. That oxygen tank that Sean gave us is always full for Alex Singleton, and he sets the tone for this team. And he's Sean always preaches that you don't want to let your other guys down in these moments, and he's one of those guys you don't want to let down because intensity he brings, the commitment he's made to this team. We all want to push through that with him.
That's incredible, man. That is incredible. Seriously. How about Drake Greenlaw too? What does he bring, and having him back in that lineup? What does that do?
Intensity, man. The presence in the run game with him has been. I mean, you see it on film every time you put it on. I think it's been a tough year for him health wise, and
yep.
But we watch him every day. He's fighting through it. He wants to be here for this team, and we got our core linebacker group is they're as tough as they come, and he's brought that intensity to that room, and he also brings winning experience. He's been in these moments. He's with San Fran, and grateful to have him.
I had LJ on that said about a month ago, and I asked him the same question, like bring light to someone that we're not necessarily paying attention to, and his guy was J-Mac McMillan.
Man.
And let's talk about the play, Will. Let's talk about the play. Brandon Cooks goes up for a deep ball, seems to have it. J-Mac snatches the ball away, comes out with the ball in hand. What's your thoughts on the play?
Well, just like everybody else, all I saw was it go into Cooks' hands. So I thought, oh, there goes the game. I mean, the stadium was silent.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, J-Mac holds the ball up, and you're like, wait, what just happened? And you see the review, and trust me, I hear everything everyone's saying.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, rules are rules. A completion, if he drops that ball, it's incomplete. So why would it not be an interception? Right. So if he drops the ball, it's incomplete. That's it. But he dropped it into J-Mac's hand. J-Mac ripped it from him. Why would it not be an interception? So the craziest interception I've seen in my career.
The craziest, bro.
And save the game. But that's what J-Mac's done all year. That's what he's done all year. He's played with a chip on his shoulder. And we talk about it every week. He's always ball hawking. I mean, he wants to punch it out. He wants to intercept it. Yeah. He wants the ball thrown on him. And, man, that dude, he's a killer.
He saved the game.
Stone cold killer.
He won the game.
Stone cold killer. Difference maker.
Do you think they should have stopped the game and did further review?
I was shocked they didn't, if we're going to be honest. But again, I'm not just saying it because I'm a Bronco. The right call was made. I am shocked with all the replay, with everything they do to slow the game down. I'm shocked that they didn't take one more look at it. But I think as every official, as every person who knows ball has said, it was an interception. But I am shocked that they didn't slow it down. And I feel for McDermott. I know he wanted him to slow it down, and like you said, I'm shocked they didn't.
Yeah,
but we've been on both sides of it. So
that's I've been only on the wrong side of it in the playoffs. I've been only on the wrong side of it. But from an unbiased view, from an unbiased perspective, I do think they should have slowed it down, reviewed it over and over. At the end of the day, I think they got it right because Cooks never completed the catch. Like, he never had the ball as his. And if it was a tie-up on the ground, the ball goes to the offense. It never was a tie-up. It was a legit transition of the ball, in my opinion. I've seen it now 40 times. So I do think they should have slowed it down, do the due diligence for the Buffalo Bills. But we've been on the wrong side of that. We have been on the wrong side of that. In this case, though, I think it was still the right call. Even though they didn't slow it down, it was the right call. So,
and quite frankly, maybe they were that convinced. Like you said, I think, like you said, like I said, I'm convinced it was an interception. And I'm not just saying that. I feel like it was an interception all the way. Yeah. So maybe they were that convinced they didn't need to slow it down. But I am shocked with the amount of officials that are in the game, the replay officials, the assistant replay. It's like, maybe just for the sake, just watch it one more time. But it was the right call.
And then these things have so much impact, bro. We see today, Sean McDermott is fired from the Buffalo Bills. He's been there for a number of years now, have won a division every year for the last, except for this year, probably 7 years in a row. He's an incredible head coach. Incredible. So, but it's just like, man, these things have real impact, and the refs need to slow down and take their time, bro. Just for clarity. Just for clarity.
Livelihoods.
For sure.
I think, and look, they just fired a coach who changed that organization, and the patience is wearing thin. Over the years, like when we first got in the league,
that's a mistake.
100%. He changed the organization, and over the years, it's when I started, there was so much more patience, but patience is thin everywhere now, and everybody wants to win now, and you never want to see someone lose their job, but unfortunately, that's just the name of the game.
Yeah, listen. I'm not a Bills fan. I will never be. Even though I do media, I try to remain neutral, unbiased. Them firing Sean McDermott is a mistake. He's an excellent coach. Those guys are in the running every year. They're in the tournament, deep in the tournament every year. What more can you ask for, bro?
100%. And you're seeing it more and more with you got John Harbaugh moving on. What are we doing?
Mike Tomlin.
It's crazy, man. The patience.
It is. Will, I'm gonna ask you about another sport, and a sport you grew up in, playing soccer. Is it any international teams or MLS teams that you pay close attention to or are involved with?
I'm not as close as I used to be. I love the game of soccer. Like, I watch it religiously. I'm fired up about the World Cup coming. Not necessarily a fan of anyone. We got a chance to tour Tottenham, which was really cool when we went over there. Got a little backstage tour just with my soccer background. Huge Christian Pulisic fan. What he's doing for U.S. soccer is awesome. I think he could be that catalyst to carry us through. But it's an ultimate team game, and I think we got a good roster. Man, I'm excited to host this thing. Like, it's gonna be so cool for the game of soccer in this country, where it's kind of lower on the totem pole than other sports. It's going to be so exciting for everybody, and might try to reach out to them, tell them leave those grass fields down before they leave.
Is there any soccer player, international star, that you feel could have an NFL career?
It's funny. Harry Kane has been very public about his want to kick a football. He's a little late to the game. I think he's kind of on the back end of his career, and might be a little too late. But all these guys grow up with the natural ability to swing their leg. So, I'm not going to downplay my job. It's not as easy as people think.
Sure.
But why could they not commit a year of their lives to try to learn it? And then you got this international pathway program. The Saints have a guy down there that started in rugby, and so you're seeing it develop where these guys are trying, and they're showing that they can do it. And so I think with commitment, anyone can do it. But why not a guy who's already got the good? They got the mental side from being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
So I think if any sport could do it, obviously it'd be those guys. But they're not taking my job.
I know that's for sure. All right, Will, I got like one or two more for you. I know you got to get out of here. I appreciate you taking the time to join the set, man. You're in the facility, working right now, getting ready for the AFC Championship game. I want to do a quick segment that I'm making up right now. I'm putting it together right now. Who's the GOAT? Lionel Messi or Ronaldo?
I think from a pure soccer standpoint, I got to go with Messi. I think Cristiano brought the awareness to the game bigger because he was that social media, that he was a model. He was a business guy. Like, he took the world by storm in a different way. But I'll throw another one at you. I'm a David Beckham guy.
Oh.
So now, look, I can't. It's hard to compare him to a Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But he brought soccer to. I mean, what he did for American soccer in the MLS.
For sure.
He was the first one. He was the first one that kind of came over and said, "Hey, this is a big league too. We can do it over here." So, and now he owns Inter Miami, and he brings Messi over.
That's a fact.
I'm going to say Messi. I'll say Messi. GOAT from a strictly soccer player.
I got you. Who's the GOAT? LeBron James, Michael Jordan.
My generation's LeBron. Um,
Got you.
but again, Michael Jordan changed the game. So I don't think it's a fair argument. But my generation, the answer is LeBron.
Okay. Who's the GOAT? Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson.
Oh my God, you're talking heavyweight, and what is Floyd? Was he considered? What's
Light,
he considered?
maybe it's just lightweight, I think.
I got to go with Mike Tyson because again, I think he changed it more than Floyd did. What Floyd did was incredible. His career is insane. But Mike almost walked so Floyd could run, kind of thing. So I'm going with Mike.
Got you. Who's the GOAT? Tom Brady, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, that's my guy, man. Breezy, come on.
No
What he did
question.
is incredible. What he did, look, Tom is your prototypical quarterback. Drew came in undersized, not really wanted, changed the game.
No,
Changed the
for
game.
sure. For sure. Uh, all right. I won't that. I'll end the segment. Before I let you go, I'm going to ask about my guy SP. What's Sean Payton bringing to you guys as a coach, as a leader? His energy, confidence, mindset. What is he saying right now, leading up to this AFC Championship game?
He's bringing experience, intensity. Um, I think kind of like he preached to us in New Orleans. He wants it for us more than he wants it for him. He knows what it feels like now. It's been a while, but he knows what it feels like to hoist the Lombardi, and he wants it for us more than anyone. You know, they said it all the time when we were in New Orleans, you win a Super Bowl, you walk together forever. And that's still the
So
message here. He wants it for this team. He wants all of us to experience that life-changing opportunity that Super Bowl brings. So, man, practices are tough. It's intense. The attention to detail, it's second to none right now. And he truly believes we're winning this game, Monday to Sunday, not just Sunday. So uh,
I
it's
love,
intense, and everyone's locked in.
I love it, man. I'm so happy for you guys, bro. Like legit, I feel like I'm a Bronco, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? Because I've never worn the colors. I've never been there. I never been, I didn't go to a game or nothing. It's just my friends are there, my family's there. You, Sean, Zach, Riz, Bo. So many, bro. It's just like I feel like it's an extension of the Saints, and it's just I listen. Everything in me, bro. I'm praying, and I'm so happy for you guys to get it done. I'm gonna buy myself a replica ring if you win
Come
it.
on.
Like I'm really like I want nothing more. A message to the Broncos Country to sign us off. Will, what you say to the fan base?
Stay loud, man. This is I don't think people realize how hard it is to do what we're doing. This doesn't happen every year. Shoot, it's been 10 years for the Broncos, and don't take it for granted. This is a special time for Denver sports as a whole. And man, they've been difference makers. Our stadium is insane right now, and it starts with them. We can't win these games without them. Home field advantage is not because of the players; it's because of the fans. And so,
Facts.
let's keep this thing rolling. And man, show up on Sunday, 1 o'clock, ready to roll.
Let's get it, man. You guys go get it done, Will. I appreciate
He
you.
said, "I appreciate you having us on, man. Like, just closing remarks. What you guys as veterans did for me, man, I don't take that for granted. And the relationship that we still have, and I still have with that locker room we had in New Orleans is special. And can't say I'd be here without that group of guys. So I appreciate you.
My God, love you, brother.
Appreciate you having me on, man.
I appreciate you all for joining the set for another special exclusive episode with Broncos kicker Wil Lutz. It's my guy. He has been incredible throughout his career. Clutch kicks time and time again. But the thing about Will that's different is he's so in tune and tapped into everything that's happening. Not just focusing on the kicking game. Like Will he's a person that really submerged himself into all aspects of the team, finding ways that he can assist, I've seen Wil Lutz on the look team, like during walkthrough. He's lining up at corner. He's lining up at receiver. Like I've seen him be a part of the preparation for the other elements of the game, not just special teams. He's somebody he's different, man. He's a great pro, he's a great person, great friend, and great player. Looking forward to this Broncos versus New England Patriots game. Saddened by the news, heartbroken by the news to Bo Nix. But I do have strong belief in Sean Payton and that he will have Stiddy ready to get the job done. This will be a great game. New England they'll be ready too. Mike Vrabel has been incredible. Drake May and company has been incredible. But this will be a great one. On the NFC side as well, looking forward to it. It's Championship Sunday coming up. It's T. Stead on the set, and I'm out.